Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Brandon Swims, and we're back with another movie review. Today, the movie we're going to be talking about is Black Christmas. Black Christmas is one of the most unique films that I have watched regarding Christmas. Typically, you think joyous and bright regarding Christmas, but the last few films that I have watched regarding Christmas have not been that. They have been slashers. I watched Terrifier 3 and I watched Black Christmas, and these are some unique Christmas movies, to say the least. I think that this film works in a way that you would not anticipate, especially with it being 50 years old. The opening of this film is the most eerie and interesting concept to me. The way that the film opens is that there is this figure who is stalking the sorority house, and you get to see him outside of the sorority house before they get these creepy calls. Now, they've been getting these creepy calls for quite some time as the character Barb interacts with the gentleman on the phone, and you just see that she's not really taking it seriously. But this is not a great tactic by her, as the sorority house is being stalked by somebody, but we don't know who that person is. But unfortunately, sweet, sweet Claire falls victim in the opening scene to the said stalker. And this fires off a case that the rest of the film basically follows. The father of Claire comes into town and he starts saying that the police need to investigate this and take it seriously. But as this is happening, it's not really being taken seriously. One of the cops that is hearing the case kind of thinks that, this happens all the time. People go missing, etc. It's typically a boyfriend, this, that, and the other. But the people of the sorority house are like, no, this isn't like her at all. Her father is like, hey, this isn't like her at all. And we follow this case for quite some time, and it's really interesting to me how this kind of plays out. As the movie continues, we meet this gentleman named Peter, and he is one of the most insufferable bastards that I've ever seen portrayed in film. He is this boyfriend of one of the other sorority girls, and in this, he just becomes this insufferable pick-me gentleman. I can't even call him a gentleman, I don't think. But he just becomes so insufferable because the first interaction that we really see with him is his girlfriend comes to him as he's playing to prepare for this piano recital and tells him that she's pregnant and that what she wants to pursue is an abortion. And he fires back to her with the line, well, it's not your choice, it's a choice we need to make together. From there on out, he just starts to pressure her and push her and really just be kind of uncomfortable towards her. And at one point he proposes to her and she's like, I don't know that I want that. Let's settle down there, cowboy. As the film goes on, the sorority house continues to get these calls, and Peter's girlfriend is actually the one that's answering them. She goes to the police. She's not really taken seriously at first until someone of power kind of steps up and is like, hey, we need to take this seriously. This leads to them tapping the phone so they could potentially track where the call is coming from and identify the killer. This is a brief synopsis of what this movie is about. I'm not going to give away the plot twist or anything. I know the film is 50 years old, but I highly advise that if you haven't seen it, you go watch it. There's plenty in this film for me that I really did enjoy, and there's so little that I didn't enjoy. I really think it's interesting how the film unfolds and how the film came to be. So this film is done by a Canadian director. His name is Roy Moore, and he said that the film was inspired by a real-life case that took place in Westmount. And with that case, it took place in 1943, and basically a 14-year-old boy ended up bludgeoning multiple of his family members. And this was the inspiration for this film. So one of the most interesting things about this film, outside of it being based upon a real case, is the guy that plays Peter is Keir Dullea. There's an argument to be made in this film for me that his performance in this is just as good as his performance in 2001: A Space Odyssey. And really the character that he's playing in this film is so polar opposite of the character that he played in Space Odyssey, but I think he plays the role so well. I haven't seen a lot of what he's done, but I can tell you that I've seen A Space Odyssey and I've seen this, and he kind of stuns every time he's on camera. And, honestly, he was kind of a heartthrob for the 70s. He was a very handsome gentleman, and I have to applaud him for that. This movie's release, though, in 1974 was a lackluster release in America. It only made $284,345 due to the fact that it had to go up against Godfather Part 2 and The Man with the Golden Gun, which is a James Bond movie. However, even though it didn't see success here in America, it ended up thriving in Canada and making $2 million and becoming the third grossest high-ing film behind The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz and Du Femmes On. Overall, I believe this movie's been talked about a whole lot more now than it did when it released 50 years ago. I think that if you're looking for a unique slasher and a film that is I think that if you're looking for a unique slasher and you're looking for a film that's on the shorter runtime, this is a movie that I would recommend for you. Overall, I think this is a great film, and I think that if you are looking for something new, no, that's repetitive. Overall, I think this movie is no. I think that if you're looking for a unique slasher film that is on the shorter runtime, no. If you've seen any of the Black Christmases, whether it be the original here or any of the remakes, let me know what your thoughts were on those movies down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace.